back here on the John Fourcade Show, sponsored each week by Veterans Ford. It's our college football segment, and John, you talking about a strange tale of events. What's happened with Robert Kimducci out at Ole Miss? The first reports was that he suffered some facial cuts falling out of a fourth-story building. Man, listen, if that dude fell out of a fourth-story building, all he had was facial cuts, man, he ought to get out of the phone booth, rip that shirt open, and got the red S under it for Superman. Then we find out that that story really wasn't accurate on there. Difficulties with his brother, now with him. Sort of entitlement for a guy that has really been a terrific football player at Ole Miss. But come on, you got to know your setting here. You're playing in the Sugar Bowl. You're going to come out early. You're going to be a top 5 or 6 pick, and you put yourself in this spot. Listen, everybody does things dumb in their life. Right. That was a dumb thing by Kimducci, and then you lying about it, which is even worse. Tell the truth.
Mike, that's the key. We all make mistakes. Some people make mistakes. They'll run a red light, or they'll turn left when they should not be turning, whatever it may be. This mistake can cost a person, and this mistake you might also can cost someone else. You could have hurt someone else or whatever the situation. I look at this guy, he's playing excellent football for him. He's a beast and moved inside. But, not just looking at his athletic ability, right. He's still going to get drafted in the NFL.
He's going to be a high pick.
That's where they are. They're going to take him.
And it's an eternity from here till April.
Right. It's unbelievable stuff that this man can do from a standpoint of playing defensive tackle. Now, back to the situation that happened at hand. The lying part. Come on. Nobody just says, I walked out of a 4th floor building of a hotel, bust the window, moved over a wall, and fell 4 floors down. What's the reason for that? You thought you could fly? But you didn't. He come out and said, I wasn't doing any synthetic marijuana or whatever he was doing. And prior to that, like you said, his brother, my sources, the people that I know up in Oxford, Mississippi, tell me that they've had their eye on these two for a long period of time, been a couple of years. How they've gotten away with it, and it just balls up now. It comes up now, Mike. They're both done at the end of this year, and remember, they're both done now. If I'm the coach of the team, do I let him play in the Sugar Bowl? I say no. But, I'm not the coach of the team.
One of the things, too, is a little bit of entitlement. Big-time football players. His brother was a really good football player, not a real big kid, right, but a really good football player. Robert, #1 recruit in the country when he came out, picked Ole Miss over LSU. And in this spot here, it's not so much the deed. Like you say, everybody does dumb things or stupid things. Listen, we do them in our mid-50s, so you can understand what somebody in their 20s do. But don't lie about it. That's the thing. Yep. You lost my trust after you lie about it.
Well, when you come out and you make, obviously people want to hear about your side of the story. But God, don't get on the Twitter account or don't get on national TV. Don't make this long and you can read through the whole thing like, is this guy kidding me? What made you walk through a window, shatter the window, and fall 4 flights down? You sleptwalk? Give us the real story. I think we could understand, yeah, I made a big mistake. I did something I shouldn't have done, blah, 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 blah. They would respect you a lot more for that than for lying.
I want to see the window that the 6'5", 295-pound guy fell out of. I mean, you talking about you better have a pretty big window that he slipped out of.
It must be a cheap hotel that's 4 floors up. I mean,
you better believe it. Listen, man, 4 floors down, that's a long fall. Got the New Orleans Bowl coming up. Louisiana Tech, Arkansas State, and John, interesting football game. Yes. Arkansas State had a really tough early part of the schedule. Boy, they finished strong, 9-3. Louisiana Tech, 8-4. The first New Orleans Bowl appearance for Tech. 34 takeaways and 8 defensive touchdowns for Arkansas State. That's remarkable. And that leads the nation. That's why they're a 9-win football team. Saturday night, December 19th. 8 p.m. on ESPN, but also will be at the New Orleans Bowl in Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Man, Tech's got a really explosive offense, certainly with Jeff Driscoll, Kenneth Dixon at running back. We'll talk a little bit about Vernon Butler in a little while, but Arkansas State got off to a real rough start, and man, they hit it good. But this is some of Jeff Driscoll. Started out his career at University of Florida. He's made himself a pro prospect at Louisiana Tech.
There is no doubt about it. If you watch him play here, and he's got his good opportunities at an offense. They believe in him. They're letting him play quarterback. He's throwing the football. He was that dual threat guy out of Florida. He's played well enough for the Tech guys this season that they're coming into a bowl game. The running back right here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, you know his stats on him. The running back with all the
Kenneth Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon has made a lot of touchdowns this past season.
When they get near the end zone, it's Dixon.
It's Dixon. And
he reminds me a little bit of a smaller version of Matt Fourcade.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Similar.
Yeah, you did say that. And but they're throwing the football, and they don't have the great, big, tall wide receivers. They just got receivers that are quick and fast, and they get the ball to them. This is going to be a shootout here. This is not going to be one.
I agree.
This is not going to be one of your 30-27 ball games. You better look for the high 40s and low 50s in this football game.
Tulane had their new football coach introduced this week, Willie Fritz, and I covered Willie when he was at Sam Houston. Diverse background across the board, but here's the thing: a winner. He was 17-7 in 2 seasons at Georgia Southern. From 2010 to 2013. 2 FCS championship games at Sam Houston, 13 seasons at Central Missouri, 154-69. John, he's been a winner. Now, his offense is not going to be the pro-style offense. I know he's kind of went here and there about certain things about his offense, but the one thing I like about him, he's been successful, 3 different programs, and he's done it differently at 3 different programs.
Well, that he has, and the thing that's going to have to be taking a pawn here when you go to Tulane is you're not going to be able to go to Tulane this first season and come in here and run this triple offense. It's sort of like the Nevada offense they run. They call it the pistol. Where Colin Kaepernick was at when he ran it, and he did over there. So they kind of follow a little bit of that. That's great to have it, but Mike, I think you got to have still somebody to throw the football. You just can't wipe out your whole roster right now and bring new guys in because it doesn't work that way. You have kids on scholarship. You have to adapt your offense for what you have. And that's what he said he'll do. He'll adapt his offense to the players he has on the roster. Tanner Lee's your quarterback. Tanner Lee's not running no triple option.
I think Tanner Lee may be somewhere else next year.
But there's not a quarterback on his roster who can run that style of offense. If he does that, I don't think that kind of offense is going to win in the AAC, and we'll see. And now the latest rumors are they might have offered Lindsey Scott a scholarship. That's good. That's handy if he wants to come here. That's probably who you need, somebody like that. Just don't think they're going to win right now with that style of offense. It's hard to win. Now, the Georgia Techs and the Navies and the Armies, they do that because they get those style of players. I don't know if you can get that style of players at Tulane.
Key is finding the right quarterback, as you brought up. Secondly, a return man that can change the field quickly for your punt, kick return guy and pass rushers. Because in that conference, they throwing the football most of the time. So you got to get heat on the quarterback. But I think Willie Fritz is the right guy. I think for Tulane at this moment, because, again, I think he brings some recognition. He's won everywhere he's been, also known as a really good recruiter. And I think that's key at Tulane. You got to be able to sell your program.
Well, he's got to sell Louisiana. I like what he said, though. I'll give him this credit. He said, we're not just trying to recruit in Louisiana. We got to go outside Louisiana. That was the problem I think CJ had. He wanted to stay so much in Louisiana. There's only so much you can get here. You need to go get the best players you can bring them in here, and people will go. I don't care who's playing for Tulane, if they played local or out of town. If you're winning football games, they'll come in, they'll cheer you on.
I think one of the things, too, is the fact that you're no longer the number 2 school in the state.
No,
when you think about, once those players don't go to LSU, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, TCU, Arkansas, all across the board are in this state, you're no longer entrenched as that number 2 school. Matt Viator leaves McNeese State, and now he's the new head coach at UL Monroe. And, I've known Matt for quite some time, been very successful there. Won the Southland Conference, had an undefeated regular season, and he did the smartest thing. First game of the season, man, all kind of bad weather. They took that $500,000, got on the bus, went back to Lake Charles, and didn't get an L on the board. But, Matt's a good coach. I'm interested to see how this is geographically for him. Matt's been a guy that's had a lot of success recruiting players from Southwest Louisiana, East Texas. Now where he's at, UL Monroe. That's a total different situation geographically for him, but he had great success at McNeese State. Always some very talented athletes there, but he was a border coach because he could click from Louisiana, also from Texas.
Well, the big key in now, he has to go from North Texas, Arkansas, and he can hit Mississippi because that panhandle of the I-20 on north and things up there, north of Louisiana. He's going to have quite a few opportunities right now to get some good ball players. He's going through a bad football program right now over the years. I hope it works out for him. McNeese State has shown at the Southland Conference that they've been a dominating team for years. I mean, we can go back years and years, and I wish him the best of luck. He's going to be a good coach there.
Also, too, congratulations to Lance Guidry, a guy I've known for many, many years now, the new head coach at McNeese State. He was a defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Back with more of the John Fourcade Show, sponsored each week by Veterans Ford.